everybody. This is Father Moki coming to you from Good Shepherd Church in Wailuku, Maui. Today is Thursday, September 1st, 2022, and this is Chicken Chat. We are back from the Philippines. It's good to be home. We say happy birthday this week to Romana Domingo, Angela Bumanglag, Marella Idika, Sergey Lampitak, Velma Coloma, and Madeline Rondal. Happy birthday to all of you. We also remember the anniversaries of Joe and Estrelita Lampitak. Happy anniversary to the two of you, and death anniversaries, please remember in your prayers this week, Burley Daniels and Caridad Manuel. At this time, we would like to take a moment to remember everyone on our pastoral care prayer list. Please note that the name David is gone. David is the brother of Kit Hawkins, who is the husband of the Reverend Jodine Hawkins, and David passed away on the mainland last week. So let us pray.
Eric, Purificacion, Paula, Jim, Sue Cheng, Amy, Velma, Bill, Judy, Lucille, Catalina, Maggie, Shirley, Dolores, Charles, Sue, Jacinta, Harry, Serene, Chat, Vic, Suzanne, Monica, Joel, Ryder, Ronnie, Nelson, Dominga, Pilar, Arnell, Marilyn, Ernesto, Alfredo R., Brian, Cora S., Barbara, Charlesta, Brianna, Dan, Gabby, Lynn, Tomo.
Holy God, holy and mighty, holy immortal one, you know our needs before we ask. This morning we ask that you remember and care for all those on our pastoral care prayer list. Amen. Thank you very much, everybody. Please know that if you have a prayer concern or would like somebody added to the list or taken off the list too, please let us know. Our Bible verse is from Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. Yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. Yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. That comes from that long list in Ecclesiastes. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. So very, very appropriate verse as we move into our the last third of 2022 and into the fall. Also, this past week while we were gone, there was a prayer bead workshop in the parish hall. They sat and made Anglican prayer beads, and we have a picture or two to share with you of the fruits of those efforts. And also on the 27th, we were back, but we weren't able to make the rummage sale put on by Daryl Atai to help benefit the efforts of Ka Ohana Kitchen. So those were two offerings that we had. Next weekend, I know that we just got back, but almost a year ago, I got a call from Camp Mokuleia asking me to be the MC for their fundraiser on Saturday night. So we, of course, can't be here for the Saturday service and don't have enough time to get home for the Sunday service. So on Saturday, Father Chris Golding, who is a chaplain at Seabury Hall, will be with all of you for the outdoor Saturday service. The 9 a.m. service, Father Greg Johnson will be coming from Honolulu. He's the retired rector of St. Mary's in Mo'iliili. Greg is famous for always showing up to church in rubber slippers, and the slippers match the liturgical color of the season. So look at Greg's feet and make sure that he is wearing green slippers that day. The Sunday virtual service at 7 a.m. we will put on as usual, and I will be conducting that service as well as preaching at that. So that's this coming weekend. Then the following weekend, 9/11, we will be honoring Gregorio Aglipay, and we have some material from the Philippines that we are looking forward to sharing with all of you. It's rubber slipper time for a cup of cold water. So this is our annual appeal from the ECW for slippers for the Kihei and Central Maui runs for a cup of cold water. New or gently used slippers, please. You can bring the donations to any worship service or to the office, or place them in the bin outside of the St. Luke's room, and monetary donations are always welcome. Please remember to sign up for altar flowers. Last Sunday, they were donated by Cora and Larry Brown for their anniversary. They were gorgeous. Whoever did the arrangement put out a huge monstera leaf in front of the flower arrangement. It was really nice. And then this Sunday, the flowers will be donated by Maureen Vandenberg to honor the death anniversaries of her parents. Sunday school still going strong at the 9 a.m. service. Please help. Normally between 1 and 4 children attend, and so it's a wonderful ministry to get involved in. Another ministry to get involved in is the coffee hour. This Sunday it'll be hosted by Velma Coloma. Also remember there's a garden share at the coffee hour. This Sunday the Ka'ohana Kitchen will be Team 3, Louise Aloy. This past Sunday it was Santa Evangelista's team from the Kaiser, I think it was the urology department. Let's see, a cup of cold water. You'll notice that the van is not here because someone has been coming in and cutting the gas line and stealing the gas. So now the van is being stored off church property. The door was to a cup of cold water was termite eaten, and actually when Larry Brown went to fix it, a gust of wind came along and the whole thing fell down. So he has repaired that, and we really, really thank Larry for his hard work. Cup of Cold Water is still doing 2 runs a week. Dixie and I went on the run this morning. The Queen Emma Athletic Club continues to go strong. And if you'd like more details about these activities, please keep an eye out for the Shepherd staff. We've gone quarterly, and it will be coming out in September. I've gone over the service schedule for this weekend because we'll be in Camp Mokalea, so I won't go over that again. But please remember that we do have Tuesday 4 p.m. centering prayer via Zoom. Next week we will resume the men's Bible study at 7 a.m. on Zoom on Wednesday mornings. Also, we will resume the Wednesday Anglican Rosary at noon on Facebook Live next week. And the Thursday Women's Bible Study continues to meet at 12 noon on Zoom. And now we have a special report for all of you, highlighting a few things from our trip to the Philippines. So sit back and enjoy. Welcome back, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that trip. We certainly did. This week in our prayers, we will be praying for the Anglican Church of Australia in the Anglican Cycle of Prayer. In the Diocesan Cycle of Prayer, we will be praying for some of our retired clergy and their spouses, if they have one. And saints this week, we have Margaret Ward, Margaret Clitheroe, and Anne Lynn. They were all three executed. Two of them hung and one of them crushed during the reign of Elizabeth I, and they were executed for harboring and providing safety for Roman Catholic priests. This was a time in England where they had broken away from the Roman Catholic Church and developed the Anglican Church with its own Book of Common Prayer. There was a lot of killing going on over religious strife. Anyway, these three ladies died violent deaths protecting Catholic priests. Then Albert Schweitzer, theologian, philosopher, organist, authority on Bach, physician and missionary, son of a Lutheran pastor. He wrote a study on Johann Sebastian Bach and a quest of the historical Jesus. And he built hospitals in equatorial Africa and and then returned and added a leper colony. His autobiography, Out of My Life and Thought, was published in 1933, and in 1952 he received the Nobel Peace Prize. He drew the conclusion that Jesus saw the imminent end of the world. Now, this is Albert Schweitzer now, and that he was wrong because the imminent end of the world did not happen during the lifetime of Jesus or any time shortly thereafter. And he said that the so-called apocalyptics of saying were inauthentic, and that if Jesus believed that the end of the world was coming and it didn't happen, that Jesus was not infallible. So anyway, I imagine that got him in a little bit of hot water. Then we have Phoebe, a deacon. This is during the time of Paul, and they use the word diakonos to describe her, and so they can't figure out if she was like an ordained deacon or one who simply served the church. She did. There was an isthmus in Corinth where Phoebe was ministering, and the boats would go from one end of the isthmus to the other by being rolled across because there was no canal. And while the boats were being rolled across the isthmus, the sailors were on shore leave, and so there was a lot of licentiousness in Corinth, and that's why Paul writes in that scolding tone to so many of the churches there. Then we have Paul Jones, who was a bishop, and he was an outspoken pacifist during World War I, and of course got into some trouble for that. He spoke out for the Christian renunciation of war. He died before World War II in September. The war started in December, of course. Then we have David Pendleton Okerhader, who was a warrior and leader of the Cheyenne Nations of Oklahoma, and he fought against the United States government in disputes over land rights. He got arrested and was taken to a military post in Florida, and he learned English and made money by giving art and archery lessons, and then while he was there encountered the Christian faith and converted. Then he returned to his people after that and founded schools and missions and continued to work among the Cheyenne. Aidan, missionary to Northumbria, where Christianity had been and then had gotten driven out, and then he went to this island called Lindisfarne and reestablished Christianity in Northumbria. Then we have Charles Chapman Grafton, Diocese of Fond du Lac, bishop there. And he espoused very kind of Anglo-Catholic worship. Then we have John Bunyan. There's a lot about this guy. He was born poor, son of a tinker, which is a maker and mender of metal pots. And during the English Civil War, he underwent this acute period of anxiety, spiritual anxiety, and found peace in the Baptist congregation, and he became a lay preacher while earning his living as a tinker. And he got in trouble with the Anglican folk there because he was preaching a lot of Baptist kind of theology, and he got thrown in jail for that. So there you go. Can you imagine? Then we have the Martyrs of New Guinea. The Martyrs of New Guinea were missionaries who were caught in New Guinea during the Second World War, and rather than evacuate, they chose to stay and tend to their people, and several of them were caught and executed by the Japanese army. So those are the saints. Very interesting. We've heard about them before, but it's good to be reminded, because I don't know about you, but I tend to forget a lot of these things. So anyway, then for the chicken of the week, we were in Honolulu recently, and we, Dixie and I went to our favorite restaurant there called O'Kim's, and we got to eat in the back of O'Kim's. And what should we see but a chicken and her 4 babies. The chicken was taking care of her 4 babies, and I thought, well, yeah, 4 babies, 1 for each gospel. So the babies were Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But the chicken did not let the city atmosphere deter her from her chickenhood or taking care of her 4 gospel babies. And so we would like to name after the Pope, one of the popes in Rome, we named the chicken of the week Urban. So thank you, Urban, for taking care of the 4 Gospels, for doing your thing as an urban ministry, and congratulations to you and everybody. We'll see you all again next week. Take care now. Bye-bye.
You want to go to the iglesia?
Yeah.
I will ask you here. Where's the iglesia here? I think here, the iglesia.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Where's the iglesia?
Sa Iglesia Filipina Independiente.
I ask you this. Boss, asan yung iglesia rito? Iglesia. Okay, sige. Very far, sir.